Amor, Morat Kolkui in der Welt von Emmes. Ich bin einmal erst gucken vom Fenster. Es ist da eine Welt, mit einer Sache frommen Jiden, eine Sache gewabete Jiden, aber nicht mit derselben Ruach von der Emmes von der Kolm. Ich rede von freiwilligen Neffen. Die machen sicher nicht werden eine von sie. Wir machen das sie, sondern werden eine von uns. Ich rede bei Mamas, nicht tun. Der Toast, das bringt das bitteren Ausguck. Und wenn man meint, dass die Welt von Emmes, von Wichtigkeit, ist Mutbot zu der Alladames. Das ist nicht eine Sache, was bei dir ist, eine Sache, was ist in Yeshiva. Ich habe mal gehört von einem Jid, der hat gesagt, ich bin ein Jid, arabatischer Jid, was beruft, der arabatische Jid, hat ihm gesagt, nebach mit der Pschittes, als jeder Tag fahren darf und hinter der Zeitung. Am Morgen Tag, am Morgen, wenn er sagt, und ihr wollt wissen, was tut sich in der Welt, und ihr darf gehen kaufen Papieren, gucken in Papieren. Ein wissen nicht, was es ist. Das wird der Ton fallen davon. Sollten der Jid, die Stammen, die Gesorgen, schon Esrei, Baruch Atah, Hashem, Elokeinu, Melech HaElam, dass sie wissen, dass es da Welt. Die Leute in der Zeit und wissen, dass es da Welt. Und was der Bämmes nicht gehe, ist, wir sollen lernen, die richtige Wichlach, wissen, dass es da neben steht. Ich finde, ich habe gesagt, Moschel. Sagt, der Bach in der Welt. Wie macht man sicher, dass sie so ein Spiel sein, überkehr in der Welt und nicht verkehrt, für eine Fehlt von der Welt? Gibt er ein Dogma, also da ist Sachwasser, kalte Wasser. Und man nimmt ein Scheinig von heißem Wasser, und man will reinlegen in das kalte Wasser, und man sagt ihm, Hitze an das Wasser. Sei mecham in das Wasser. Mach es nicht kalt. Aber doch sie Bottle beschischen, Bottle bei 11. Sagt der viele Geräbe, hat scheinig reinklappen in die Wand. Das Elektrik. Das Chashmal. Als geht in die Wand, ist Raum und gut mit dem Mocker. Kann werden heiß, bleiben heiß und anhitzen andere. Aber geht immer reinschlappen von Wand. Kann sein, jetzt ist heiß. Aber sie geht in kalte Wasser, wird schwacher und schwacher. Aber Dogma Muchsches, am hat ein Telefon. Und wir wollen es nehmen weg vom Mocker. Jede Minute wird schwacher und schwacher, 100%, 90%. Bis sie können werden teut. Ich wollte nur sagen, teut. Und darf eine Mal mit Kasche sein mit dem Mocker. To charge it. Amor, man nimmt das Reis von Wand. Steht nach Haus, 100%. Das Problem ist, in 5 Minuten stehen 95%. 10 Minuten stehen 85%. Noch 2 Stunden, halt es bei 3, 2. Man meint, dass sie lebt, aber dass sie nicht mit dem Mocker wird schwacher und schwacher. Und der Meile der Eize ist, käme nicht netter werden. Käme nicht generell vom Mocker. Da, eine von den Sachen, was man lernt in 770 ist, hilft es mir licher. Seitdem, da guckt es, gewährte. Wir kommen nicht, wir schauen mal lernt da als ein junger Bacher, als wird am Anfang sehr kompliziert. Schrie, Hadocha, Molicha. Das ist nicht kompliziert, dem Jungen kann sein. Der erste Schwab, das ruft sich in Beloschen von Nigla, Hadocha, Rishena, sagt ihm nach dass es wegen sich in Divri Arab. Divri Arab stehen in das Wort. Aber es ist aber Sondermetzies von Divri Arab, wird ihr Days are numbered. Es ist auch ein Scheil von wie viel Zeit sie wird nehmen, bis die Gewinner am arabatische Mensch. Aber man bewegt sich missbartelt zu der Divrei Harav, zu der Werte von der Rebbe, der Werte von der Sichis, der Werte von der Igris, der Werte von der Mamorim. Es ist nicht eine Sache, dass ich komme zum Sehen, der jemand reinig eine Sache. Eine Sache, was ich lebe in dem, ich habe einen Geschmack in dem. Und der Rebbe sagt allemal, und der Rebbe Shabbat, das ist geholfen zu dem. Als ich sehe, so eine schwere Sache, muss ich die Sache, ich sehe, so eine Sache, was ich verstehe, ich kann leben mit dem. Verstehe, dass der Geschmack ist Sache. Nicht, dass man sagt mir, dass ich darf, wenn ich sehe, dass noch gehe ich in die Schiffe, noch in Kassen, noch gehe ich in Esek, der wird einmal ausgedrückt. Aber man geht in Esek, der hat like ein Kerschen, ein Meimer. Aber wenn es da eine freie Minute, man ist mit dem Meimer, wenn ich sehe das. Von daher kommt das nicht von Kabbalah selber. Aber der Geschmack in Jona von Chsidis. Der Fall ist der Tal und allem auf ewig. Ein Mensch muss bei ihm, sein Leben, sein Matzevruach, ist heute Chadashot, ist jeder Tag Chadash. The news is every day, it's new. Ein Tag ist ein guter Matzevruach, der nächste Tag nicht, dass es wenn sich sich in Welt. Aber sie guckt in Meimer ist der Ebenste, der allemal lebt. Der Ebenste, der allemal auf ewig. Der Ebenste ist der Chos, der allemal auf ewig. Also es geht die Welt herum sich. Sie nehmen dort die Welt von den Menschen. Und zu leben in dieser Welt, der verheint, in dem Getmünden, der vermachtet sein. Also gehen nicht schon wissen, der Dauerdames. Sache Koch nimmt der Dauerdames mit sich in Welt. Und der Vater, der geht in die Welt, mit gesehen, wir können das sehen, es ist nicht da, am Malach. Der Menschen ein, der Bali Esek, Menschen von der Welt, das Leben nicht in dem Getmünden. Ich habe auch gehört von einem Menau von einem Mäuset. Kein. Das ist nicht gehört. Sagt mir, als morgen mit der Perische Rebbe, gab 10 Kinder. Worauf darf ich sie schieben? Aber sein Zavor gestanden, und noch mehr beessen, was will als jeder von seinen Kindern will sein der Rebbe. Für was? Als wollen sie bleiben fromm. Sagt mir wegen sich. Aber ich Hashem, ich arbeite nicht mehr, sie bleiben fromm. Aber es ist da jeden, was kann jeder haben, tiefere Keiches, aber es hat auf sie bemochen, sie leben nicht in den Geklungen. Da einer hat mir gesagt, letzte Woche, sagt mir, ich sag, heichen Kohl, ich bin ein Balgaboss. Der Schon steht, dass er mal schon sagt, in Barabaten. Guckt mal weiter einen. Aber was will weisen? Eine kann leben in der Welt, was wir können rufen, Barabass, und sein Tag Barabass, das wird schon behandelt. Für was, wenn man lebt in der Welt, was neu doch sind ist. Die Welt hat nicht stehen, als keine Malachayram ist der Pschittes, und Mordechai hat auch schon nach ihm suchen am Eimer. Sicher darf ich suchen am Eimer, aber ich suche in der Welt, ich gucke in die Zeitung. Und weiß ich nicht gucken auf der Welt. Ich gucke auf der Welt, sehe, als es da Welt, ich gehe auf den Zeug, ich suche in jeden. Also ich habe geguckt auf der Welt. Und der Rebbe sich haben in Kirches und gemahnt bei uns, also ich sage, mir gucken auf der Welt. Und es gibt neue Treffen in jeden Tag von der Snei, in der Meimer, und kochen sich in der Meimer, und da mit dem Meimer. No, das ja, ich kann sagen, bei den Schluchen, was kommen da? Ich kann mal sie fragen, wer ist der Schlepp, was lebt mit Chsidis? Und wer ist der Schlepp, was sagt, ich will eine Chsidis, aber die wird mir mehr wichtig. Da die Schluchen, was nennen sich nicht. Wenn wir sagen, wie sind die mit Zlech Schluches? Ich bekenne die Welt mit Chsidis, aber sehr Welt, aber sie bekennt mit Chsidis. Sehr eigene Welt kennt sie mit Chsidis. Der Vater kennt sie riesen, kennen die Welt, das hat der Ewige Welt. Mit Schliches. Aber so leben in der Welt von Yeshiva. Leben in der Welt von Leben Chsidis. Und dann so gehen in die Welt, und wir haben gesagt, Roschen, und in der Mutter der Gesichter von dem Sein, das ein starke Größe ist. Wer schluchen man gehen, ihr bekennt die Welt mit Jüdischkeit. Habt ihr bekennt die Welt mit Jüdischkeit, oder das ist eine weite Stadt, oder das ist bei dir in Stadt, bei dir im Stub, hat ein Stub so werden am Miktus mein Ebischen, muss reingehen in den Stub, durchgenommen mit Chsidis, plugged in, reingegangen in die Elektrik. Also bleibst du heiß, du kannst Mechanik sein, sich, andere, du kannst ja in den Schul davon, schaff es mir Gemeinde, und es sehr nach Seid, meiste Freuen, weiß ich nicht, als mir gemeint für 10 Minuten. Sie wissen, der Mann geht nicht so, kommt sich ja schon später, gar nicht darf ihn. Man darf nicht sagen, dass man gesetzt mit der Woche meines Sinns. Aber es ist nicht der Reis. Und der Fahrer wird nicht nur mal richtig gezinische Stub. Es ist noch einmal Leben mit der Emmesvereint. Vor allem, so man wegen sich in die Verlauf, in die Sichers verreden, Chaisara, hier das Schluchen mit Sefer Sichers und man sein bis nun Beis. Das starkste Sichers ist Chaisara und Schlag. Aber beide reden wegen Schliches. Und man sagt, wie guckt der Rebbe auf Schliches? Wie guckt der Rebbe jeder Verrisk in der Welt? Jeder ist in dort im Leben zu schwach. Und der Rebbe hat gesagt, dort in Chaisara, wenn das Rebbe sagt bei Jesus, selber Kuffer, als kenne schon Risken auf Schliches, die Welt muss mit Kabel sein. Dafür ist mir so ein Risken auf Schliches. Aber mir gehen ein Risken mit Lebensmenschen, mit Lebensschulchen, die wegen sich in die Verlauf, bis er wird tot. Hat einmal gesagt, dass du 2 Wegen, als Kuh ist nicht mit Kabel tun. Oder hat Nekev, kennen schon Balabatim, das sind die Leute, von der Gräschen Nekev. Aber Balabatische Kuh, das ist gar ein Gräschen Nekev, werden echt Kuh. Aber der sagt, man hat einen Schlieb brechen Menschen, danach weg. Also die Kuh wird mit Chubber und Karka. Und die Kuh wird Botto, wird das Geld von Karka. Man guckt auf ein Bochen, man guckt auf ein Chosset, selbst man ist ein Mensch. Der Rebbe ist mit Daik, der Rashi sich aber Yisaper hoevet, es kann auch schon kommen. Ich sag Yitzchok, ich sag der Rebbe, was der Rashi meitig, bei Yisaper hoevet. Ich sag der Rebbe, was Pschut ist schon Mikro, von was soll Yitzchok Goy bin a Goy, was sie getroffen, dem sie gemacht müssen. Aber ich guck das auf Jeser, nicht gesehen, dass man Goy, hat gesehen ein Hoevet. Und gewusst, dass ein Hoevet rettet dem Ems. Der Pfarrer ist gegangen mit dem Schiddich. Aber so, ein Hoevet sagt doch aber Schiddich. Aber ein Hoevet sagt das, ein Hoevet und ein Emes sagt das. Und gewusst, das ist der Emes. Der Emes ist ein Hoevet. Und der Emes sagt uns, was ist unser Derech, soll man sich kein Mensch da reinschleppen. Und meinen, dass ich habe, als ich bin heiß. Allemal bleiben, man kutscht zum Reben, zum Jahren, zum Jahren, als ich in der Riske in der Welt, als freiwilliger Mensch, jeder kann in der Welt machen, der Welt im Reben zur Welt. Ja, was ist das? Oh, wow, yeah. That's why I was knocking. That's what I said. That's what I said. That's letting the source. Bringing the source. Bringing the creation. That's part is to get the people outside. And now we can say,
I always want to do this video.
What's this?
He's still in the middle of him shaking.
Bosco. Bosco. 70 tonight. Come back.
Okay.
Talking English yet? Can I talk in English yet?
Let off Yiddish. You want to talk in English? You are Yiddish.
Ask a Bacha the hardest part of his day. For most Bachnim, Farbrengs at night is not the hardest part. Problem is what happens a few hours later. Geshem Mendel Vashalom. I always heard that he was Farbrengs till 4 in the morning, he met the Farbrengs Zera, and he was up for 7:30 for Seder. That's how I heard the Maisa. Then I heard, once he went to Pelle, the Rebbe told him, if you want to go on Shluchis, you have to come to Sternberg. He had no choice. And the Rebbe originally told Gershon Mendel, he works for the Rashak, he works for the Yitzhak. So the Rebbe didn't want to send him on Shluchis. So he went to Rashak, and he told the Rashak he demands a higher salary. How much do you demand? Use your imagination. He told him a number beyond his imagination. So Rashak told him, you're fired, get out of here. And he said, no problem, shkech. The next day he was on Shluchis. So what did the Rebbe tell him? You want to go on Shluchis? Show up to starting. Even no matter where you were the night before. The Tnua that I can't come to Seder. Now the Rebbe, in time of the there was no Seder Friday morning. The Rebbe was Mechadish Seder Friday morning. And that's why I heard from Bachrim 30 years ago, Bachrim knew they ran to Seder Friday morning because it was the Rebbe's Chiddush. That was the one Seder they never missed. As tired as they were, they would go to sleep in Zal. But you can't be late to the Rebbe Seder. before the Rebbe said Tohi B'das Hanhola, so that Hanhola was easy on the Bachrim. But the evening that the Rebbe Gewalt, Seder doesn't have a pushing off time. You know why? Because then, when you leave yeshiva, and it stops becoming an official Seder time, your learning Chassidus drops. Because Chassidus was never minded azach. Chassidus was always Seder. The whole year, when I was parted from Seder on time, I didn't have Chassidus. When I came 9 o'clock, now it's time to daven. I never went Chassidus. You know, somebody, I don't know why I'm saying this now, but somebody wrote to the Rebbe once that he sits in Farbrengs with his friends, and Lav Davke, Baruch Hashem, Lav Davke is always Teichen over there. Should he still go to the Farbrengs? So the Rebbe told him that in Tanya State, whenever 10 Yidden get together, there's a Gilul Likus that even Malachim are afraid of. So of course you should go. A Gilul Likus. But the Rebbe said if that's the case, if there's a Gilul Likus with 10 Yidden, how nardish could you be not to speak Teichen? So, they go together. If you're going to be up late at night, the Pil Yotze has to be for coming to Seder. If you're Rahman Patre, you end whatever it is, ask your roommates to wake you up. Ask your friends to call you in the morning. And I'm not only talking about in Starim, I'm talking about in Sidrei Kailo, I'm talking about when there's no official Starim. They have all staying learning Chassidus. Because the Dainer Azach, you can't daven without Chassidus. And you can't go into the world without davening. And davening does not mean saying the words. Davening means self-davening Chassidus. Because Elokeinu Melech HaElam, first is Elokeinu, and only then is there an Elam. Elam is only an Elam because David says Melech HaElam. Nor their father is the Welt. It's the only reason why you're in the Welt. Because David says a Kavan and you have to be in the Kavan. The Kavan is the Shalom Teira and go on Muftzayim. And then when you go into the Welt, when you eat, it's the Esther Chassid. To get in gas, to get the Chassid. All because he never left them between. When the Rebbe said to come back once in your Chav Cheshon, come back in between, it was a never-shtik Aveda. To remember that you never left. To recharge yourself, to replug yourself, and not to walk out, but to plug yourself in and never to leave the plug. If you have a long extension cord to say that, your extension cord extends. To business, to your house, to whatever it is. To your supper, I don't know what you do at home. But it's only an extension cord from what's plugged in. And this is a life of Aveda. Aveda B'chol is a life. But you're never going to connect if when you're in yeshiva you don't talk to the you don't talk in the sikhs, in the Rebbe's outlook for a chassid, in the Rebbe's outlook for the Rebbe Tachtenim. The Rebbe says when the Mashiach has to come, Mashiach is coming from Mashiach. The Rebbe says Mashiach coming in a person's life. A person wants to Mashiach to faire Arizki from Golus. Arizki for Zayn Akbolus. Arizki from Akbolus means that if I think that I live in Golus, my moods depend on what the news is. My moods depend on what my wife's mood is. My moods depend whatever my phone tells me. Your mood has to depend if you weren't a mimer that day or not. If you weren't a mimer, you're in a good mood. If you didn't wear a mimer, you're in a bad mood to the point you can't wait for you have a free minute like the Rebbe says in our business. You pull on a mimer. And when you pull on a mimer, business is failed. When I have a mimer, it's over. To take this to an extreme, there's a life of Chassidim saying, again, this is mamish, a mufshit. He came back from the Rebbe Hashaba, Chassid came back from Yontif by the Rebbe, and he found that one of his children never for nifter. So he had to sit shiva. And people came to him at Achamol, they say this was the Chassid, Reb Nota. Reb Nota Milik Srosina. That was, I guess, the city where he was from. He couldn't find the city with a simpler name because he wasn't a simple person. He was a person with shittus. He was the chassid that used to fast every day. And when he heard his wife screaming out the window, arguing to the shkach, that's why they have Shemin electricians. The shkach. So his wife was arguing with him, Misnagdish neighbor, my husband is this, my husband is this. But she screamed, my husband fasts every day. So he right away grabbed the first piece of food he saw. Trust me, he didn't care how it tasted. He stuffed it in his mouth, ran to the window, and said, she's lying, she's lying. But this chassid was singing Shiva for his daughter, and the film were watching him the way he was very emotional. And he screamed out, Ay, chevre, was maimer for the brach von Mamish. So yeah, that's an extreme story. I'll take it a step lower. Als je nendert onze deur, the Mendel also had a daughter that was killed in a car crash. The Mendel was by the Rabbi, heard him saying, wasn't so bepshittus like Reb Nata, he was fighting with himself, saying, Mendel, wo is al skill gewinnen? He knew that in Welt, it's terrible, Welt demands mother Shchera, but Tanya demands Simcha. Tanya demands al Kusnitshit. How was the Rebbe? By him was a fight. By us we're doomed. If the Mahara doesn't go well, nothing has to show them on the Shvissen. If the smallest thing goes wrong, the ganze Maimik can game Tyson. Like the famous story that I heard with the Rambam. I've been mixing up the names. I heard a few different names. Could you train an animal to have Teva Sheni? The microphone you can't train to have Teva Sheni. So they trained a cat to actively, you know the Gemaisa, all the kids know the Maisa. Because however the kids should have the Maisa. You take a cat and you try to get the cat to act like a human being, to act sophisticated, like sophisticated Nefshabamis. The cat came in carrying trays of food. The Chevra wanted to prove that an animal can have Teva Sheni. So what did the Rambam, whoever it was, do? He put it in the mouth. The cat saw the mouth, the Altavek Yevarfi. This is my Teva, this is who I am. I care about the mouth. When you learn in Teichut Mimim, you learn Mamarim, the Sikhis. You become a tzir from Atamim. It's not, it can't be like the cat. Ich bin ein Behema, weil Tanya steht hier, all the Matzmai, all the Balaisik, no that chat in Tanya. Also, ich kann wegwerfen, all the Mamorim, die ganze Davenen, die ganze Sichis, die ganze Kochen Mashiach, all because I koch sich in who won the elections. The mouse, it's a mouse. That's why the computer, I'm all architect, it doesn't exist again. The computer used to be bottom of what we call the mouse. The whole computer was in the hands of the mouse. Also, them chat, it was able to take everything you worked on a wegwerfen because it's a mouse. And doesn't have Shabbamis, it's a mouse. We're not cats, there's an dimension. The Zund dimension, the Mamorim, the Rebbe is not. The Rebbe says bittul can't be something you do. If it's bittul something you do, Simcha becomes a stira. Rebbe said bittul should stop being something you do. It should start being something you are. If you're mechuber l'kaika, you're plugged in. You don't have an issue with a mouse. The mouse goes running. If I let the cats chase after you. I'm not a cat, I'm a mensch, I'm a chassid. I'm not going to throw away the Rebbe, it goes for anything. And the whole title by Imam Shalom. One time, the Shidduch Rebbe sent him on a shlichus. He came to the train to try to catch the train, and the train's doors were closed. But all the trains in Russia had, sticking out of the walls, they had places to hold on with your hands with your feet. So he grabbed on, and the train started moving. The problem was the weather in Russia in the winter made it feel like outside is the summertime. 30 degrees. It's 30 degrees above zero. He's holding on, and after a few minutes he's ready to let go. He can't. It's cold. And he tells himself, Michal, you're gonna let go and die in the street of here in the forest. You don't care about Kevi Yisrael. Very like a Yid. Say there. Held on. A few minutes later, he says, okay, David Shaw, forgive me. I'm letting go, I can't. And he says, Michal, you have a wife at home. What's gonna be if you die? Okay, hold on. A few minutes later, he said, my wife will forgive me, I can't. He's about to go and says, Michal, was mit Shugi geworden. It's auf Schlichis. Can't let go. And that kept him until the end. Because it's cold outside, let my goof care about it. Ich bin nicht mein goof. I'm connected to the Rebbe. If the Rebbe won't give shlichus, it's not my own kaiches. It's the Rebbe's kaiches. And any shliach who comes in for the kindness will tell you that. Whether they're grub, or chsiddish, or oivad, whatever, they'll tell you, I got a free ride. I went on shlichus, I went on the Rebbe's train. I don't have the struggles of running my own kaiches as they maintain. A lot of shulchan b'bchiras and achaf just plug themselves out. Whatever, menetnish. But until the Bachner is zeichet to go on shlichus, they're going to have this issue of koilel, of starting. It starts in yeshiva. It's chassidus a seder or it's chassidus a prat benefesh. Is tem chetmimim a place where you are, or is it ver du bist benefesh? Like a turtle. The turtle never leaves its house. Wherever it goes, it schleppt sich mit us. Some Balabatim come to 770, in Sternberg, they run out. It's unhealthy. It's mice. It's being attracted to mice. Again, we're not cats. We can't be attracted to mice. Shleimus said a mice once. He said there was a Yid named Yosef Horowitz. He's the famous chassid, Dever Hashem said a chassid on Tershki. When he was nifter, he had a few sons in law. He left a big Yerusha. And like all times with his money, there's a fight. Who gets the Yerusha? So they came to Dever Hashem, he should work out the Yerusha. As they were waiting in the Cheder HaYechidus, in the Cheder HaYechidus, Reb Shimon, Mashpia, was talking to Abacher. And he's explaining to him in Yuvadrei, of course, his house. Now imagine these three chevra find their about like 8 people, they went to the kingdom. And they came to fight about money. And they're watching the acoustic shittis. They were embarrassed. While David Ashab, they went to David Ashab, they gave them an abundance to work out their case. But they were able enough that when they saw it was close, they saw Tmimim Sidim, they realized, why aren't we like this? What happened? We're looking for stories, Rachel Amai said, this can't happen. This can't happen. When doesn't it happen? When the Rabbi is in Yarn for an emes. When bringing Mashiach is by dir an emes Zach. You can schlafen by Nacht. Because the Maim is up and come. You can schlafen by Nacht. Because maybe if Mashiach didn't come, it's my fault. Maybe. It's precious stuff. Maybe I didn't learn this as much as I could have. Maybe a shliach, again, this means my Rabbi, but whatever shliach means by me, maybe I didn't go was nachadish. I heard once there were two shluchim, they both in their hands. The two neighboring shluchim. Einen case in Hirschel Volkerman, einen case in David Edelman, Aleim Shalom. They were both given the shluchim. The first shluchim. So the way I heard the Maisa, Herschel Volkerman asked David Edelman, come here, you said that I am. He told me he went to school from morning to night, he knows all about him. I come home at night, and if I have koyach, I learn something. So here she'll scream, this Kazan Nifrit. I come home at night, be right to know about him. Go knock on the doors. And I don't know if he's right or wrong. I don't know. One time somebody asked me, somebody told me, speak to a certain Bachar, I am Mekari. Bachar had a beer, that's Hamet Ayamaka. Before he let me get a word out, he tells me, tell me, you carried film with you in the streets. I think Crown Heights? I go to him, I go to Manhattan, wherever I go, whatever, but whenever I'm pointing out of town, Crown Heights, he said, yeah. Okay? Make Allah, I'm not going to talk with film again. I guess people got dark. The way I looked at it was, I had to meet him to tell him about Shivas. That was my touch of him. And I had to look at scholars that have it. I had to meet him to learn that just because you're involved in the Kuhner doesn't mean you can forget about Mitzvah. It's not a once a week thing. It's food to get them to get nothing gas. If you're cooking differently because as David Red is Kazan is right now Hemshich, but as David is going to like him film. And these are the cautious like him film. No, David is going to right now Hemshich. Not for yourself. As David Kazan. Dinge mit der Zielen genannt, der richtige edle Dinge. Und sagt, Dinge, da kommen wir rein. Mega schwer, das ist der richtige Schwer. Fällt auf ein Mensch, fällt Wichtigkeit, bringt ihm die Rebbe. If not, you can bring him still in Meises, it's Meises, grob. Rebbe uses the washing to grob and mitzvahs. This is freilich. If he knows, the Rebbe with this film. I know a Shliach. When he's in Chayvis, thousands of dollars in Chayvis, he goes to sleep very calm. Because the M in Cup, the Rebbe will take care of it. It doesn't mean the Rebbe Shliach, the Rebbe will take care of it. And you know what? He always gets it done. The money always comes. Always comes. Why? And he said, come, the chickens. Because it was never about me. I fundraised that. It was about the Shlichus. I'm a prat in the Shlichus and everyone the Shlichus. You know, I do what I could. Rebbe will take care of it. The Chabad house, the name of the Chabad house is Beis Nissim. Beis Nissim. That's what it is. Made out of bricks. Why? Because who is this Yid? He's a Yid that's wrapped the Rebbe 24 hours. Whenever there's a freie minute, he grabs the Sikha. He's on his car, he grabs the Sikha. Azai different time, like a bocher, like a shliach. If you're anything about Asik, Azai different time. Whatever, it's all the Rebbe, which crowd it is. As a bocher, as a mashpia, as a mawesik, as a shliach. If the tzir changes, out to tell the Rebbe. It's only going to work if the shach is the Rebbe, the market is poured into the market. Chaim. Only you seems like a sign. Not the Mamon is very tricky nation. And the Zoc is trying to Farbrengs, the Mamon is very tricky nation. You wear Mamon and I get what's flying. Or you can wear Mamon and get it. To understand the fight will take time to understand the score of them chasing. But the mind that it's the middle of pussy mind that is and then when you dive in, this is why everyone says you don't dive in. It's not. When the Myra was really right there, now he's in this game. It's not casual. Because the Myra was in the puss and the theater of Isis, it's the davening. And when you go to sleep at night, no my Tasha Yud sit and try all kinds of tricks to get the Rebbe, except in the seas. So different people try telling the Rebbe they had dreams. And my Vader told the Rebbe, he didn't tell the Rebbe he had a dream. He asked the Rebbe, how should you take dreams seriously? Should you take your dreams seriously? So the Rebbe said it depends how you want to sleep. Wenn noch ein guten Kirschmann, ist noch ein guten Essen. What was the last thing you did before you went to sleep? You got Kirschmann, you got food. You ate and whatever, you fell asleep. When you come home and cook your stove, for a bacher, so the kommt daheim bei das Mann, or whatever you do, the making sure that he finishes making sure that how long is ein Stub, the Finster. You're going to grab a Maimer, you're going to grab a Sister, you're going to Krishna, or was Essen gegen Schlafen. Schlafen is going schlafen, animal sleep. Of course it's schlafen is. You haven't said once, why do they used to make such a thing schlafen? Crash after a day of davening morning, why? Rabbi said only because they used to want is the Ushtim Kanaya Chayim. That's why you go to sleep. You don't sleep because you're tired. If you could, you would don't sleep this from morning to night. You feel like I should hold them and say you'll be on shift from morning to night. Because that's the thing, Rabbi. Rabbi, you need no chayes gegen schlafen. Snooze. When the alarm rings, then you don't snooze. The alarm rings, this is why I went to sleep. I went to sleep to wake up. I should go back to sleep. It's kind of up. I went to sleep in order to wake up. I should go back to sleep. That's it. Sleep, daven, sleep, sleep, daven. Schlaf, sleep, daven. Remember, my day never stopped. My day started with the Rabbi with kiddush, never ended, and the Eidah will never end if you never pull out the plug. You stay plugged in. Plug into the system, plug into the money, and if you don't enjoy it, run to your mashpia right away. How do I enjoy it? How do I pull out and enjoy it? The healing of the human amigo, it's less important. Every month, Shleimus of Siddicism and Akafim and Amigo. Because that's how it works. The timing room that Pena afterwards is Negro also. Why? I don't know. That's how they used to make the world. That's how the plan. The way they used to created the world was them to make a coffee and Amigo. So they're being wanted. The doing Leisashbis, the beautiful Leisashbis. Look at the Torah, the Rebbe was Messiachis. Like from the first in the morning, the room was kids in the sister. Leisashbis. Leisashbis kocht sich, as if the Anigo and the Chizis is Torah Achas. So the beer go learn that scholar why it's like that. But the fact is that kochen and Anigo verstehen die Norma van Achais like Geschmack. And know this is the help of my being a Tommy. And somebody said before, the ponim from that Tommy is an under ponim. You ever saw him snag its face? In Drachen, it's disgusting. Was should be Gashmis? Snag the Shaponim. His grobkeit is eisig erase from ponim. A chosim, it's the same ponim. If he's a Tomim, it's an aid of a ponim. You know, the Frierdiker Rebbe once said that I need to get 3 Rabbonim because I have a shayla, I need a bezdin. And he said which 3 Rabbonim he would take. And he crossed out the last off. He said, the grubber ponim. It's not just a fashion show. If the ponim is grub, if the primi is grub. If the ponim is grub, if the neshama is trapped. Stuck inflation, danger, and grubkeit, and but a Tomim, as a rank Chassidus, Fach must Adam Toy Panav from Panim. So the Rebbe said once that the Marash met a Yid in the street, and the guy was a masculine, fancy dressed guy. And the Rebbe's Rosh wasn't looked a shy for Vart. He's a Yid. And the guy said, "How did you know I was a Yid?" And he said, "Because when the Moyle gave you a bris, he stuck it to your nose." You ever heard the expression, Jews have long noses, as a scum scissors? Because the bris is a nose. If you are grub young, the orla for nose, then orla by didn't pony. But if you are Chassidus, you get the bris by didn't pony. The Mordechai's winner once said, "I didn't know if Rabbi had a beard." Because Rashi says, one of the pshatim, which Rashi reads in Yiddish Mikra, Arnel Zachar, Rashi says, Mikan Shamila Ba'amokim, Shemavish Ben Zachar in the cave. He said if Avram Avinu was a Misnagid, he wouldn't have to check his pants. He would cut his beard off. He said, I was thinking of Zucher in the Hazen, but I got a bird. You know, I got a bird. So the Emarash said, the oil was stuck me off the nose. If you're a Misnagid, you're for the Firmid, but abgehakt the oil, but mit gesteckt auf the nose. That's why Misnagid is a miyas upon him. A Chassid, the oil hat mich schick pfeifen. The Bris when you like that for nose. You guckt auf a Tom, and said mir a Bris. Curtis Bris given us. Curtis Bris in heaven. He never left. Never plugged out. Stayed connected. And the Pfarrer sagt mir, Tom und Chassid ist allemal freilich. Wenn kann, kommt verbringen. Wenn kann, tanzt Wenn kann, he grabs a sicha and a maim and lebt sich. He had a bad day. His wife got angry at him. He runs to a maim. I need help. He woke up late that day. He missed my Kriyashma. Bothers him. Gaat a maim. From Heinton and weiter bin ich anders. Because lebt. It's close, you can always start again. And you can start again in a way that your aid ain't safe. Yes, letchila. Past that market. But if you're connected, punkt like aid. You think it's a mufshitik emotional aid. As a mind, it doesn't have a soft. If you're connected to MS, you don't run out. And there's no kavem tzoy, doesn't stop as low as you go. You can be on shulchas and a campus with grab young. The MS life by there. Because you're kavem tzoy. Kavem tzoy, this is a great a scholar of short, this is practice shemaisis. If you're connected, as low as you go, the ganze M is bright by there. If you disconnect, you have a yamin, you have a smell, the lower you go, red grabber, your phone's just going down in battery, in a minute it's going to run out because you plugged yourself out. Stay plugged in, you don't lose heiß. Jetzt gehen unter den Chuppah mit demselben Emes. Jetzt haben Kinder mit demselben Emes. Jetzt gehen in Asek mit demselben Emes. Und mit der Tafshata. Somewhat. Geld, you never escape needing money to live. Aber es ist nicht dein Geld. Das Geld, was Geld von der Kavana, auf Leben, davon haben Essen, davon Schlafen, davon zählige Kinder. But if someone walks into your house, they don't see a Barabatische Stub with his kids and his money. They see das as they live in the Stub. It's richtig da, because man see this. They shouldn't see like the Rabbi says, you Svarim Shafa, everything's beautiful. They should see torn Svarim. They should see your kids are busy tearing up Svarim. Because the Rabbi said this beside that. Kids could tear up Svarim. If the kids have a cheshek to grab Svarim until they tear them, it's only because they saw the Tatis Atomim. Or this. The kids know. When they go on the street, they ask a shliach, the kids know. You see a Yid, you say, here, put on film. If you grow up with the ruach of Chassidus, Barabatis Shigin have problems with their kids. Because the Barabatis Shigin are 90%, they're plugged out. So they're 90, and the kids are 80, and the Einikoch are 20. Once you're plugged out, it's only a matter of time. But if you stay plugged in, the kinder, the Einikoch, the Einikoch, and in a person's life, it's Yemei HaBachrus, the Shakas Min Chamaydiv, whatever. When you're a bacher, you're a young man, you're an elder man, you never change because you're plugged in. And on that is there. If it's Elo, everyone's by saying that. If it's Cheshvan, if it's Kislev, if it's too cold, if it's Tammuz, You're by Seder on time the same way you were in Elul, because you plugged yourself in, you never left. The 11th Gezach, it's not something which the style changes over time. Und wie Lepman and the Davin Lepman. It comes every Seder. You grab the Sefer and you let the Seder. It comes after Seder. And you learn a Hemshech, you learn a Sicha, Noch, and Seder. You don't know what time it is. The Rebbe said the highest level time is he has to go to sleep. There's no dorm councils in 770. Baruch Hashem. No one's pulling you to bed. Farbrengs, or a Sicha, or a Maimer. Only go to sleep if you feel you have to be on time to Seder. Never that from Schlafen. Because even if one day you say, I'll make it to Seder, after 3 days you'll crash away. Never nothing in Schlafen. But till then, you don't stop. Okay, now I finished Seder. What's bullshit, what the Shulchan are doing, what the Mayor is doing, what the Krinsky is doing. Stop! Stop! That's dead. That's death. Don't do it. You're free to have to Seder, learn noch hasicha, learn a minor, koch in them. You have a bach in eternity, or whatever, learn a durch mit them. Just when you go to sleep, you wake up the next day because you want to live weiter. Shlomo Mizrahi always says in when he was in Bedford and Dean it was breakfast, it was lunch. Said there was a bacher. His father wanted to know where to send the son. So he came to check out Talmud, a smart guy. He didn't come to the Zal. He came to the lunchroom. Shlomo says, wasn't been gerät, ja? Heel Paulus, jij gewinnt aan de kosher, niet gewinnt aan de kosher. That was his one in Bethlehem. The guy sent his son to Lubavitch. Because he saw, what they do doing learning is the moves, is to say they're on the wall. They do when they eat is who they are. It's the celebrity. Ah? I think so. Anyways, I want to be able to say that tomorrow. The mail will can't schlafen. But if anybody feels he can verbringen weiter und nach Hause kommen, soll man seriös verbringen weiter.